What is up, guys, and welcome back to TheZozsomes. It is me, once again, the only person running this YouTube channel, and today we are back in War Thunder to take a look at the Corsair 1c, the F4U-1c Corsair, or whatever you want to call this beautiful aircraft. Until now, I really haven't, I really haven't liked an American aircraft, and wanted to fly it out multiple times a day. In the past, certain aircraft have struck me as great aircraft, such as when I first unlocked it, the P-40E-1, and the F-6F-3. And the one that I had before this one was the P-47, which, if I go into my stat card, my best aircraft overall from America, and vehicle overall, is the P-47. Not because of my, victories to battles ratio. That's horrible. But because of how much, Silver Lions and RP I gained from it, which was quite good. Now, I've always, okay, so to give you, some backstory on how I got the Corsair 1C, I remember I was still an arcade scrub, and I decided, why the hell not go down this line? Considering I had already gotten to the P-63s, and I had no Corsairs or anything unlocked. And this is when most of the Corsairs were actually still good in arcade. So, me being me, I decided to literally research all of these within a week. So, I even got the U.S. Marine Corps 1A for no reason. So that was fun. And then I got to the 1C, I was like, oh, this thing's armored with 4 20mm cannons. Yeah, that ought to be good. And this is when the Hispano Mark IIs, well, actually not the Hispano Mark IIs on this thing, but the A&M 2s sound like Hispano Mark 1s. Basically A&M 2s are just American copies of the Hispano Mark II, from what I can gather. So yeah, I got to this thing and I was like, well, it has to be good. And it was good until a point, and I just stopped completely before I even got it fully upgraded. And hell, now I don't have it fully upgraded. It's just, I need one more modification. So that's great. Anyways, we should probably talk about this aircraft directly, not my backstory behind it. So this thing, it sits at rank 3, battle rating 4.7, and it is armed with 4 A&M 2 20mm cannons, 2 in each wing. And overall, they have 924 cannon rounds to use. The maximum speed and altitude of 6,096 meters is 668 kilometers per hour, quite fast. And this thing does not rip. Well, it does rip, but at 825. Which, compared to the Yak, which is probably this thing's most formidable foe, the Yak rips at around 700. So you get an extra 100 there to work with. So I've outdived many Yaks in this thing. The maximum altitude for this aircraft is 11,247 meters. The rudder turn time is 22 seconds. And the rate of climb is 15.9 meters per second. Takeoff run, 250 meters. You don't really need to know that because it's just there for use. Let's take a look at the armor on this thing. So, to begin with, from the top here, it has 3mm of armor protecting the fuel tanks. So that's nice. And the oil cooling system. Along with another 3mm here for, logic. And then from protecting your pilot from the rear, you have a 8mm steel plate along with a 12.7mm steel plate. And protecting your pilot from the front, we have a bulletproof glass sheet of 38mm, which the way it is angled from the front, like such, you can squeeze 60mm out of it. So that's great. And keep in mind that I have one more modification to go, which is the cover. Going over ammunition now, the default cannon rounds are, default cannon rounds. They have high explosive fragmentation incendiary shells and armor-piercing tracer shells. So it isn't that bad for being a default. I just completely brain farted and got what they're called. Yay! belts. Belts, 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 belts. For being a default belt, it isn't all too bad. It comes with 33mm of penetration, just in case you want to stray some ground targets. Moving on to the Universal, which costs 120 for, I don't know, something. It has basically the exact same thing as the default one. So that's completely useless. Moving on to ground targets, we have APT, HEFI, and P. So we have practice shell in there as well. The practice shell, it's there. I use ground targets because it has the literal little APT shell coming first instead of the HEFI. I don't really know why. And then stealth has practice shells and high explosive fragmentation incendiary shells. And this thing actually gets 17mm of penetration on that. So stealth rounds do get less penetration than literally every single other type of belt. So that's great. Moving on to how to play this thing. You play it as basically you would for any other American aircraft. You don't go straight in, you side climb. Period. So, like, think you're flying a P-51, except it's a, basically a naval version of the P-51 that you can land on a carrier if you're lucky enough. I'm bad at carrier landing, so if I get something that has carriers, don't expect me to land. And, yeah. Climb at 15 degrees, that's what I found works the best for this. This thing also has 3 supercharger gears, so I recommend you switch the first one, you switch to the second one at an altitude of around 1,500 meters, and I recommend you switch to the second one at around 4,000 meters. So yeah, there you go. Keep your radiator at like 30% and your prop pitch at like 90%, you'll be good. And then like the standard mixture for basically all American aircraft is 82%. So yeah, that's that. I'll see you guys in battle. Okay guys, so we have made it into a realistic battle. Alternate history, Kremsk, summer 1945. So I'm going to switch some ground targets to Universal, because why the heck not? I keep my convergence at 300, as most of you know, because you don't watch my videos, so yeah. And I'm going to take 20 minutes of fuel. Probably not the best, but whatever. Right, so, controls. Right, so probably my favorite types of opponents to come across in this thing are not the Japanese, because they're basically made of paper. It's the Russians, because the Russians are quite stupid half the time. So that's always great. Also, just a little, announcement thing. If you guys want this skin that I have on the Corsair, I will have the link to it in the description down below. I will also have a card popping up in that upper right hand, sorry, my bad, I'm an idiot, upper right hand corner. So you guys can go check it out if you want. This is literally the only skin I could find that actually looks somewhat good. Yeah. Okay guys, so we have encountered our first enemy. It's a Peshka 8. I'm not gonna go for that, because that thing is deadly as crap. Another thing. Speaking of, Russian bombers. The Tu-4, I'm not terribly excited for it. Because, one, I'm not terribly far into my Russian bomber line. Cough, cough, I don't even have my SP2M. Oops. And it's gonna be overpowered as crap. I mean, it's a freaking B-29 with Russian 20s. I mean, why? Why would you do such a thing to us, Gaijin? Well, Russia, that's why. Russia always gets the last laugh. So we also have a Yak-9 done low. Not sure which version it is. Probably its battle rating is probably a 9T. Because the K, I think, sits around like 3.3. That thing is listed at like 3.7, so it was up to. And the P-51 was his run. May he rest in pepperonis. We also have an aircraft on the airfield. The A point. That's interesting. Very interesting. Yep, I was right. It's a 90. Or at least it was a 90 before it got eliminated. Okay, no, seriously. Where are the enemies? This is the thing about Russians. Oh, found them. Okay, so we have an LA-5, P-47 Russian version, Russian P-63, and a Yak-9. I'm gonna turn around. And just also switch supercharger gears, which at a certain time in the game, your WEP will just completely stop working. I'm not sure why that happens. I think it has something to do with the supercharger gear, but yeah, just so you know. Right, so the Russian P-63 shot down a Corsair. Well, the Yak-9 dived and the LA-5's doing something. I'm not sure I would trust the LA-5. Yeah, they're dropping all out. But there's more! There's always more Russians! They never end. They don't stop coming and they don't smash it now. Now, oh me, you're not going to slip into the deep hole that is All-Star. Because then you'll never come back out. So, right, we have another 2 Lavochkin 5s and another Yak-3. The Yak-3 is probably the Yak-3P. Never mind, it was. Typhoon got him. So I'm gonna rush over there and help him with these 2 LA-5s. Let's see, that LA-5's still down low. Yeah, Yak-9's getting completely swarmed by everything in the world. And he's dead. So that leaves me against 2 LA-5s up here. This is not gonna go so well for me, I betcha. The best I might be able to do is light this guy's engine on fire. But Russia happens sometimes, so that's great. Come on. See, look at that. He outturned me like that. Okay, so. I've had the Russian 20s. Duh, comrade, duh! Strong Soviet Russia have overpowered 20mm. Also, Lavochkin 5 can dive. Yes. Duh. Okay, so once again, reaching that 800 km/h deadline, basically. And gonna slowly pull up so I don't rip my wings. This guy is like intent on murdering me. Or at least he was before he went for the Spitfire. And I have to upgrade this crew to tolerate more Gs. Okay, pop down on top of the LA-5. Never mind, that's a Lavochkin. I'm recording. Little, show up by my mom. Would this stupid team work? Please, there's a Lavochkin on my tail. Here, I'll help this guy with his Yak-9 problems. That appears just to be a normal Yak-9, by the way it's firing. And it's a Yak-9U, and he's on fire. That's probably going to be a kill, and this LF5 is still there. I'm going to try and... He smashed into the... Well, that's that! He smashed into the thing. Did this guy... Did I not get the kill? Oh, that's stupid. That's really stupid. I didn't get that kill. I blame Gaijin. I'm also going to change my supercharger gear because I need to do so because I'm at a low altitude again. And I'm not going to go up there for that because I have to be stupid. Then again, I am stupid, so... Hopefully Soup of Ages. Nice name. Yeah, he was one step ahead of me, so whatever, yeah, that works. If we can get this LA-5 to not be smart, you know, maybe we'll shoot him down. He's the last player on the remaining on the team. Okay, well, I'm gonna pull up now. Okay, yeah, he has a lot more energy than me. Yeah, see, my WEP just stopped working like that. Yeah, see, he has the altitude advantage, but we have the gun advantage and player advantage. So, hopefully we'll be able to shoot him down. So that's a 1D, so it only has the 3, you know, 50 cals in each wing. I guess I should explain why the 1D only has, like, the 3 50s instead of the 2 20s in each wing as the previous variant, the one that I'm flying, did. And that's because the designers did not like the 20 mils. So yeah, this guy's gonna go down. Let's see if I can get an assist. Come on. Yeah, oh, I killed him instead. Oh well. So that's 1 kill, and we actually survived the match. But the designers of the aircraft did not like the 420s on it, so they, yeah, went back to this. They went back to the old version, which is that. So yeah, that's that. So don't fly this thing like you would a normal aircraft. If you have to turn fight at low speeds at low altitude, do it. This thing will win. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below and encourage me to keep making this stuff. Yeah, do it! And if you're new to the channel or you really liked it, subscribe. That'll tell you when all my new videos come out. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave them in the comment section down below. I'll probably get back to you. Bye!